could be defined as a social gathering to celebrate cannabis hemp. Millions of Americans gathering to learn about the commercial, medical, and recreational uses of hemp. Music, speakers, and vendors protesting the persecution of Americans who believe that the use of hemp is a right fundamental to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. The Hemp Fest phenomena is sweeping the country with dozens of cities holding events on a regular basis. This video chronicles the Greater Mississippi Valley Tea Party, a protest to taxation without legalization. Sponsored by the City Hemp Coalition, a grassroots group of freedom fighters demanding that the prohibition of cannabis hemp end.
But I feel good. It's a Friday. Rain, sun, and something more.
There must be some kind of way out of here, said the joker to the thief. There's too much confusion, and I can't get no relief. Businessman there, drink my wine, my land in my earth. None of them along the line. No one in this world.
So all of you here who are registered Illinois voters who have not signed the petition, please sign it before you leave today. There are people running around all over the place, or you can run into me and sign the petitions that I'm carrying. We need at least 25,000 signatures. Then the next thing we need is, once we're on the ballot, is we need to get at least 5% of the vote. If I can collect 5% of the vote, then our party, the Libertarian Party, will have permanent ballot status, which means we won't have to run around and collect 25,000 signatures. We'll only have to collect as many as Republicans or Democrats, which is 500.
Public access TV.
So it kind of shows you that the powers that be do not want any outsiders to run. I have an 8-point plan to restore Illinois government to constitutional government. And number one on that plan is to end prohibition.
Record that for us. Which one are you talking about?
Now we're here for hemp today, but prohibition is the problem. It's not the solution. It is the problem.
Just,
Illinois is 6th in population in the United States. Illinois is 2nd in the number of plainclothes and uniformed police officers. We have more police officers than New York. We have more police officers than California. And mostly what those police officers do is hassle potheads. 75% of the arrests every year are for violations of the marijuana laws only. 3/4 of the arrests every year are for violation of marijuana laws. So that tells you where the police are spending most of their time, and that is hassling people like you and me. It's very expensive to run a police state, I guarantee you that. Also, another thing that Illinois is tops at, that is eradication of wild marijuana plants. We're number one in the nation, and the Mississippi Valley had the greatest eradication over the last decade or so. That eradication of hemp plants greatly exacerbated the flood last year. Because hemp has very solid roots, it would have significantly reduced the erosion caused by the floods of last year. Most of the hemp that they destroy is ditchweed. Nobody smokes it, but many small animals need hemp to survive on the seeds. So here we are, our state, with all these cops running around, cutting down ditchweed. Please, this is your opportunity to make your voice known and to take back this country. Because this country is for us, we the people, not for these jerks that reside in the district of criminals and run around and want to steal your property and all this. We don't have a democracy, we have a kleptocracy. That's what they do. They steal our hard-earned money constantly. The only difference between Republicans and Democrats is one is in your right pocket and the other's in your left pocket. And all they want is your money. Well, I've got another friend that's come down that wants to talk about another upcoming event called Weedstock, which is a 3-day event held up in Wisconsin. And if you guys have never been to Weedstock, you're missing out on something, because it's actually like living in a free country for a few days. You know? Believe that or not, it actually is like living in a free country. So give your attention to Bob, and he'll fill you in on Weedstock. Please sign the petition. Thank you.
Wasting time, waiting in our minds, sitting around
The primary motivator behind the Township Study Group, and he wants to announce an upcoming meeting to kick off a petition drive to abolish township government. So here's Mike Richardson.
Thank you, Bob. I have to bear a little bad news for the residents of Rock Island County. There's a menace in our courthouse each week. We're out here on the weekend enjoying the nice weather, but during the weekdays, there's a local vigilante group that's formed. It's been active for about 6 months. They call themselves the Township Court Watch Committee. We've got a person with a little experience with our Township Court Watch Committee vigilante group. The reason this Court Watch group got formed is because the townships, under pressure from citizens and taxpayers over what do they do, have tried to justify their existence, and they've grabbed on to a popular, they think, issue of the day: severe penalties for drug law offenders. And that is the purpose of the Township Court Watch group. If you're opposed to this type of vigilantism inspired by local government, you don't have to take it anymore. There is an opportunity to fight back. Tuesday night, just 2 nights from right now, at 7 o'clock at the Rock Island Public Library, we're having a Township Abolition Petition Drive kickoff. We're going to take it to the streets this summer. We've got to gather 15,000 names of Rock Island County residents. But if you want to, we can't start till Tuesday. They don't let us gather them, but we'd have the petitions here. Anyway, Tuesday at 7 o'clock, if you're fed up with Township Court Watch and that type of thinking, fight back. 7 o'clock, Tuesday night, Rock Island Library. Thank you, Bob.
And I'm the president of the American Cannabis Society, and I say, thank you for pot smoking. Will you say it along with me? Thank you for pot smoking. One more time. Thank you for pot smoking.
To see all these people. And what are we here for? We're here to legalize hemp. Give me an H. Give me an E. Give me an M. Give me a P. What's that smell? What's that smell? When do we want to legalize? Now, yes, people. Well, my name is James Getman. I live over in Davenport. I've been involved in the hemp effort since the mid-70s when I first joined NORML. We did the NORML chapter at Oklahoma State University. We ran Reefer Madness in the Union, and ever since I've been working on trying to get hemp going. And I really thought we were going to get legal hemp back there in the late 70s, but then there came Mr. Reagan, our bad guy. Ooh, yes. Okay, well, we're starting to build momentum again because we are winning the war. All we got to do is tell people the truth about hemp. NORML, the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws, they've been so successful at educating people about the truth that our government has really PO'd at them now. They sent the IRS after them. I got a letter about a month ago saying that they got IRS agents knocking on their door. So NORML really needs your help and your support. If you don't know how to get a hold of them, somebody here can tell you how to get a hold of NORML. But how big do you think the budget is for NORML? Yeah, you think of this national organization, you're thinking millions, right? NORML only has a budget of $300,000, and they've really done a lot with that small budget. We really appreciate it if you can help those people out. And definitely thank you for coming to our Hemp Fest today, because this is really wonderful to see everybody here. But what I got up here to talk about is the taxation of marijuana. How can they tax something that we can't legitimately have? So it's not, apparently it's not really a tax, it's a penalty. And I'm going to just tell you about a little story that happened to me, and you'll understand what we're talking about, where it's not a tax, it's a penalty. About 2 years ago, I got arrested for growing a little hemp in my basement that I shared with my friends. And as a result, these last 2 years have been really a living hell for me. But seeing all you people out here and all this support really makes me feel a lot better about the situation about getting busted. But But what happened is when the cops show up at your house, they've got guns in their hands, they got bags over their heads, and they're busting down your door, and they don't care what they do to your house. They'll turn it inside out to get whatever they can take home with them. Well, that's what happened to me. They cleaned my house out, and they took all this stuff down to the courthouse, and I requested a hearing for what they call forfeiture. And since I've had a good job, I can prove where all my property came from, and the court says, police, you have to give that property back to this man. And apparently this is one of the first successful forfeiture cases in Scott County, so apparently it really angered the arresting officer. So what the arresting officer does, he calls the revenue department, and he says, well, you got this thing called the drug tax. Well, you don't have to weigh the marijuana, you just have to tax this guy for every penny he's got. So one day I come home in January and my house is empty. I go, where the hell did all my shit go? I went to the bank, can't get access to my money. Well, then there's this letter sitting there, and the letter says, this is the Iowa Department of Revenue and Finance, and you owe us $145,000 for marijuana we never even weighed. So at $5 a gram, yeah, that would be a whole hell of a lot of marijuana, but it wasn't. We filed an injunction to prevent them from selling my property, and fortunately, with the assistance of my parents had to buy everything I own back from the state. Now, isn't that crazy? And this is really insane. You know, you got to buy your own stuff back. Well, anyway, finally the Attorney General got involved in it, and he actually weighed the marijuana at 721 grams. Well, at $5 a gram, you can figure out the tax will only be a couple $1,000s, but that's not how the state of Iowa does it. They tax you for every penny you got, and that's what the tax is, regardless of how much pot you have. But another thing that's interesting, the man who runs the tax department there, Tom Seib, he had an interview with the Des Moines Register about a year ago, and he said that as of the 2 years that the program had been in place, approximately 400 and some people were eligible to pay these taxes. But how much taxes they actually assessed taxes only on 100 and some people. So if this is really a tax, everybody who's eligible should have been taxed. But no, they only tax the people who had something that can give to them. So there you go, guys. It's not a true tax, it's a penalty. And when it becomes legalized, I'm like anybody else. I don't mind paying my fair share unless it's a legitimate quantity of the price. But when they just use it for a penalty, it's just not going to go. And that's what we're here for, is to protest the taxation without re-legalization. So you got to educate yourself on what our government's doing with these tax stamp things. Now, in Kentucky, I just got a news clip from the Wall Street Journal a week ago, and it said that in Kentucky they passed a drug tax, and it's $1,000 per plant. Well, I guess that would be okay if you grow a plant outdoors and get yourself, about 4 or 5 pounds of good stuff. But when you're growing indoors and you're getting 10 to 30 grams of flowers off of one plant, $1,000 in tax is just unreasonable. So we tell these people, okay, they want to tax it, but we got to tax it at a fair rate to the market price, and not just rape anybody that can pay. And if you can't pay, then we're not going to tax you, because it's just crazy. But as far as the tax stamps go, I think I'm one person who probably knows the most about the Iowa law regarding the tax stamps, since it's obvious in my case. But when they first came out with the program back about '89, I tried calling those people in the tax office, and it's like you get the government run around like, we don't know anything about it, we don't know anything about it. And then finally, about a year later in '90, I called them again. Since I was growing this stuff, I couldn't tell them who I was, but I still was interested in maybe procuring a few of the stamps. But when you go up there to Des Moines, you have to fill out a form. Okay, once you fill out this form, you don't have to put your name on it, but you have to at least fill out the form requesting how many stamps you want. So in Iowa, it's $5 a gram for the stamp. However, you got to have a minimum amount of 43 grams worth, or $215. So under the law, I guess, if you possess 41 grams of pot, you're okay as far as the tax goes. But if you possess 43 grams, that automatically makes you a dealer, and you're subject to pay the tax, and also you have the felony charge for failure to buy the stamps in the first place. But when you go to Des Moines to buy these stamps, though, they tell you that you have to wait after you fill the form out. You have to fork over certified funds. That means a cash or money order or something like that. Then they'll get you the stamps, but they actually got to print the stamps, so they're going to make you wait around the office for a long time while they print the stamps. However, you can mail order these stamps. You have to fill the form out. You have to provide them with certified funds, which could be, again, cash, money order, or something like that. And then they'll mail the stamps back to your first class, but they will not pay for registered delivery of the stamps. So that means they can tell you we mailed the stamps back to you, but you never get the damn things anyway. So there you go. They want to tell you got to have the stamps, but they make it difficult to get the stamps, and it's just a bad deal. We got to get them to make a tax that would be equitable to the quantity of marijuana that you're buying. Now, like someone told me the Drug Policy Foundation had a plan for growing your own, where you can pay like $500 a year and you just get a permit that covers all the taxes, and that sounds a little more reasonable. But with today's tax structure, we got to tell these lawmakers that okay, if they want to tax this stuff, they got to legalize it. It's only fair, We need you people to do that. We need you people also, we appreciate you coming to the Hemp Fest. That's the first step. Next step is to vote. The next step after that is to find out who your lawmaker is. Somebody walks up to you and says, well, who's your representative? You don't know, find out. That information is available. You just call the courthouse and you tell them where you live, and they'll tell you who your representatives are. Then when you find out who these representatives are, call them up. Give them some hell. Say, if there's something out there that's costing the state millions of dollars, and if it were legal, it could save the states millions of dollars, plus grow millions of dollars worth of crops, it would be ignorant to tell you, no, we don't want to do that. So we got to put these lawmakers on the spot and get their attention and say, this is BS, this is going to end, we're going to legalize this stuff, because we're tired of wasting this money. That's all they cry about. We ain't got no money, we ain't got no money. Got to stop wasting it. Another thing you can do is get involved with your group of friends and create projects to help legalize hemp. Just do crazy stuff. Make up some hemp leaf signs and stick them around the neighborhood or something, There's the group called the Green Panthers. What they promote is kind of clandestine things like that. Hang banners up from bridges. You're sitting around with your group of friends. You just brainstorm, come up with some ideas, and then get off your butt and go out and do them. I'm working on public access TV now. I don't know how many people out there get to watch the Monday night hemp shows. I'd like to apologize for the quality of the signal, but that's a Cox cable problem. And if you call them up and tell them that you got lousy signal on that channel 4, they will fix it for you. At least they told me they would. So everybody keep watching the hemp shows. Tell your parents to watch the hemp shows, because they got to become educated. When the more they learn about it, there's an obvious conclusion that hemp is it. It's good for us. Let's legalize it. Again, I thank everybody for coming out here. I'm waiting. In my case, I'm waiting for a Supreme Court decision here real quick on a case in Montana where if the Supreme Court rules that tax stamps are a penalty and they are double jeopardy, the Supreme Court will overrule all these tax laws and they'll have to be reestablished when they legalize. So let's legalize hemp now. Thank you.
Behind me,
the number, I'll set it up.
But I laid around a dip, then I had another hit, then I rolled myself a mama, then I thought about my mama, then I fooled around, played around, jacked around a while, and then I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned. Roll right by, roll round by. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned. Oh me, oh my. It took 7 months of virgin just to get that local virgin with 3 days of my place around there. The next day she woke up rosy, just stumbled up some rosy. When she asked me how I liked it, no, we can't do it again. I was stoned and I missed it. I was stoned. I was stoned. There goes the rain. I was stoned. I was stoned.
Mind if I wander around? There's more video.
But I ain't making no excuses for the things I use it to sweeten my relationships right those days. When my earthly race is over and I'm headed cold over, and they ask me how my life has been, I guess I'll have to say I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned. Roll right by, roll right by. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned and I missed it. I got stoned. Oh me, oh my. Thank you.
Yeah, you the registrar?
What?
Yeah, can you tell us how you register to vote in Illinois?
How you register to vote in Illinois? Okay, I'll tell you. See, it's very simple here. All you have to do is fill out that box right there and sign your name at the X. And then you get your card in the mail.
Okay, but in Illinois, though, you got to have an official registrar sign you or witness it. Okay, now in Iowa, you just fill out a card and mail it in.
Iowa is right here. All you got to do is fill it out and send it in like a post.
Great. Have you had very many people sign up today?
Yeah, I'm almost out. I got like 2 forms left.
I just send it in.
Great. We got a whole lot of new voters.
What's happening, bro?
Doing?
What's up?
What's happening? Hey, how you doing there? Good to see you. Yeah, for real. Here we come.
Hey.
You ready? Ready for the vote? Come on, Mikey.
Can you tell Party Down TV who you are?
Party Down TV, Chef Ra on the river. The mother waters we have gathered to praise the hemp by the banks of the Ganges of America, draining 3/4 of the continent east of the continental divide, the mother waters. Yes, and we are here to tell the truth about the herb. That's right.
Thank you, sir.
Here's Chef Ra, and he's gonna ask you for some help.
People! What a beautiful afternoon. Yeah, everybody was out. We're chilling now. We're chilling down by the river. Yeah, and remember, the herb was planted by the rivers of water for the healing of the nations. Yes, and we're here by the river, and it's kind of like a spiritual meeting here today because we've been fighting this hemp issue for a long time. I've been out here for a long time, and we're moving. And each and every time I come here to the River City, I see this thing grow. We're like an amoeba. We're growing out, we're reaching out, and we're touching the world with this, you know. The whole thing, like my boy John was saying, you know, hemp for fiber and food and all of this is coming true. They were laughing at us years ago, but it's really coming true. We're in Time magazine, and all the so-called liberal press is paying attention to us now. And our movements and things are growing out of this. Not just besides smoking pot, but we're showing that we have a viable culture of people that want peace and love in the nation. Right here, and we smoke the herb. We smoke the herb for that peace in the nation. Yeah, and as we grow, you know, down here by the mother waters, the Ganges of America, draining 3/4 of the continent east of the continental divide. That is the power that the hemp movement has now, like the mighty MISSI, SSIPPI, Mississippi River. It's herbal time. It's herbal time, and we're here. And smoke a big fatty for me right now, because we know the herb will set us free. Yo.
There's the big-time hemp activist.
How you doing?
Pretty good. You're on Party Down TV, Quad Cities Public Access.
All right. We're from Minneapolis. We came all the way down to the Quad Cities just to do this for you folks. That's right. We love you.
Certainly appreciate it. We got to keep fighting the war.
You bet.
Tell me a little bit about what you have here.
The war is going to end, folks. Colombia legalized possession of everything. Germany has done the same thing. And Lebanon has told their hashish growers to grow hash once again. It's amazing, but our country seems to be last all the time.
Yeah, we're winning the war, though, sooner or later.
Truth will win out in the end. Let's hope. All we have here is lots of information. We're in the business of educating people so they can do things on their own. If I could do it, like I said, I would have done it a long time ago. I joined in '76, which is like, you know, long time ago, and damn it, I figured it'd be done by now. I wouldn't have to do this.
Yeah, what we have here, DARE, drugs are really excellent?
No, this is Parents Against DARE, DARE Abuse Resistance Education.
Okay, great.
DARE officers are in there to gather information and information only. That's basically the whole premise. If anybody who's ever talked to the Parents Against DARE organization, we can give some information about them. They are verifying and verifying everything about the DARE program. They've given information out over the radio. 2020, the big organizations now are getting interested because DARE does not work. The studies prove that the young people are still doing more drugs. They say that DARE means drug abuse resistance education, except if you ask the DARE officers, they'll tell you we do not talk about drugs. We don't tell the children not to do drugs. That's exactly what they're in there to gather information, to make the kids feel good and to stop peer pressure. The problem is when all the peers are saying no, the only way to go opposite no is say yes. So that's what they're finding the kids are doing. They've learned enough about drugs and they can make their own decisions, and they're deciding to use drugs. Oops, but it doesn't work. We've created a situation in this country where people who come up for legalization, like our own Surgeon General, Joshua Elders, or people who talk about it, are just suggest that maybe we're doing something wrong. Just suggest it. Are looked down upon. which is totally abhorrent to the way that America was founded. Freedom of principles of speech, the right to say what you want. Now, you don't have to agree with the person, but they have a right to say that. And that's what the whole Constitution, freedom of speech issue is about. When we stop listening to the other side of an issue, no matter what the issue is, at least hear the person out, so we can form an educated opinion. And we deny ourselves the ability to think, the ability to clearly think and make a decision based on rationality, based on a healthy choice of understanding the whole issue. And if we don't hear the other side, at least hear it, whether we disagree with them or not. But we deny that person freedom of speech, and that hurts each and every single one of us.
Definitely, we got to keep that First Amendment going there.
We got to keep the First Amendment.
We already lost the Fourth Amendment.
You know what? No matter if they're racist, assholes, sexist, assholes, you got to let them say what they're going to say. Because hopefully, people will realize that what they're saying is bullshit. And sooner or later, people won't give them any credibility. All we have to do is look at the hemp movement. We've been doing this for a long time. It's getting bigger and bigger. Why? Because people realize what we're saying is true.
Yeah, thank you, brother, for your participation in the hemp movement.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Institute for Hemp, can you tell us about it?
Well, the Institute for Hemp's goal is to reestablish cannabis hemp as a commercial crop for the American farmer and the world environment. So we're down here at the Quad Cities Hemp Coalition's annual hemp rally trying to educate America about the value and versatility of the cannabis plant.
Yeah, great. Sure is a nice weather that we're having today, isn't it?
Oh, it's a beautiful day. The weatherman said it was going to rain, but as usual, he's wrong. We got a beautiful day out here. Next time, everybody else better be out here. Don't let the weatherman try to scare you away.
Okay, you guys are doing videos about hemp. Can you tell me about those?
Yeah, we've produced a series of videos titled The Return Of. It started off with our first film, The Return of the New Billion-Dollar Crop. Basically, each video talks about the various different uses of the hemp plant. Goes into some of its different commercial applications, medicinal applications, its value to the American economy and the American farmer.
Yeah, that's great. We want to thank you for giving us permission to play your tapes down here in Davenport.
No problem. That's why we made them, so that people could put them on their cable access system, so that they could get out there and get into the public's eye.
Yeah, keep making more. You got lots of great hemp products here.
Thanks.
We got a whole table full of goodies over. Pot growing here.
Oh yeah.
Our next speaker is from the Institute of Hemp. His name's John Bierenbach.
Woo! All right. Let's stir it up a little bit. Give me an H. Give me an E. Give me an M. Give me a P. What's it spell? What's it spell? What does it stand for? That's right, it stands for freedom, folks. I'm here to tell you today that on Tuesday, not only do you have something big starting down here, but there's something big happening north of the border in Canada, folks. That's right. They're going to legalize hemp for commercial applications in Canada. They anticipate planting a crop this year. I've been in contact with the Canadian government. They wanted to ask me some questions so that they knew how to answer the questions when they were asked. And I gave them all the right answers, folks. You can't smoke hemp that's used for commercial applications. It doesn't contain enough THC. So if they're concerned about you smoking their weed that they're going to be growing out there, you don't have to be. And that's what I told the Canadian government. They thought that was really cool. All right. Everybody's heard of NAFTA. A lot of people aren't too happy about NAFTA. Myself, I am elated that we have NAFTA, because the Canadian farmers are going to cultivate hemp, and that's going to give American farmers one more reason why they should be allowed to cultivate it too. A lot of people don't know this and haven't heard about it. Germany legalized marijuana just a couple of weeks ago. Colombia followed suit by legalizing marijuana, cocaine, and a bunch of other drugs. What a lot of people don't know is that Italy legalized last year, Switzerland legalized last year, the French are looking at legalization. It's happening all over the world, folks. You're not hearing about it here in the United States because of the media. The media is not telling you the story. You need to get out and contact your local newspapers, write letters to the editors, write letters to your congressman, and demand to hear the hemp story. Unless you get up and start to do something about it, they're just going to continue to let it happen elsewhere, and before you know it, the rest of the world's going to be legal. In the United States, we're all going to be prisoners. Backwards ass prisoners, exactly. So I just wanted to let you know I came down from St. Paul today. First time I've been in the Quad Cities for a rally. You guys had an excellent event. Lots of people showed up. I want to hear next time, next year, everybody here bring a friend. Let's fill this park. This is a beautiful park. Everybody should be out here today enjoying the weather and enjoying the hemp information that everybody's giving to you. I won't get into police tactics. That is a little bit ridiculous to park on the grass and get a $5 ticket. But anyways.
Smoke it! Smoke
Let's
it!
give a big round of applause for all of the bands that have been here today, folks. They come out here and they play for you for free. They don't get paid. Without them, you wouldn't have good music to listen to. All you'd have to do is listen to us up here, tell you what you already know. So when these bands come up and play for you, be sure and give them a big round of applause. Let them know that you're thinking about them. When they're out playing gigs and clubs, go around, tell them, hey, the reason I came and seen you is because you played at the hemp rally. Let's show the people of the United States that hemp's a worthwhile crop, that there's a lot of money to be made here. $20 billion alone just for a paper product. Another $10 billion if we replace cotton. $50, $60 billion if we replace petroleum products for petroleum fuels. We're talking about big money here, folks, and that's the reason why marijuana is illegal. It's not illegal because you can smoke it and get high. It's illegal because it competes with too many other industries. It competes with oil. Basically, hemp is this, folks. When people ask you what is hemp, you tell them, hemp is trees. Hemp is petroleum products. Anything that's made from a tree can be made from hemp. Anything that's made from petroleum products can pretty near be made from hemp. There's a company up in Portland, Oregon, got on CNN News a couple of weeks back because they're making a particle board up there out of hemp that is superior to pine. Why should we continue to use an inferior product, trees, when a superior product is available? It doesn't make any sense. The only sense that it makes is the fact that the chemical companies are making big bucks selling the chemicals to make trees into paper. We can't take it anymore. The environment can't take it, the economy can't take it, the farmers can't take it. The farmers need to diversify. The only crop that's available to them to diversify is hemp. Hemp's worth big bucks, folks. That's why it's illegal, not because you can smoke it. So you get out there and you get in your politicians' faces. We're coming into an election year. Practically every year is an election year now. When they come knocking on your door, tell them you want to know how they stand on hemp. Whenever they go on a radio program, you call in. You want to know how they stand about hemp. If they start getting enough of you people calling in and telling them you want to hear about it, they will understand that this is an issue that a lot of people are concerned with. On my way down from St. Paul last night, I happened to be listening to Wisconsin Public Radio. They were talking about child issues. A congressman was extremely concerned with child issues because while he was out on the campaign trail, one person asked him how he stood on children's issues. If we can get everybody out here to ask their politician how they feel about hemp and demand a policy statement from them, they will begin to understand that hemp is a very important issue. They will start to pay attention. Part of the way for them to pay attention is when you vote for a Grassroots Party candidate or you vote for a Libertarian candidate, every one of those votes are a vote for legalization. If those votes become big enough, they will have to pay attention to us. So I just wanted to leave you with that little bit of note. Many countries cultivate hemp. On the back of my shirt, I've got 21 countries listed that currently allow the legal cultivation of cannabis for commercial applications. There's no reason why the United States shouldn't be on that list. One time. Hemp, hemp. Hemp, hemp. Hemp, hemp. All right, y'all have a good day. Enjoy the beautiful weather. You couldn't have asked for a better day. The weatherman lied. Don't let the politicians feed you any lies either. Y'all take it easy and have a good day. Bye-bye.
Hey, Mr. Hemp, how's it going? Hey, well, you might want to turn off the camera for a second. I'm probably going to do something illegal. Yes, can you tell me what was going on with the police down the road there? I don't know. It looked like they were stopping some people, but I'm not sure. Lord knows, they kind of had the road kind of blocked off, and they were all standing there, and all the cars were stopping. I don't know. Sound like a roadblock. Yeah, but it was...
Is Chris Rice, who's one of the members of the City Hemp Coalition, and Chris actually probably did most of the work for setting this thing up today. So give him your attention and give him a big hand, because without him, this wouldn't be happening today.
Hi there. Is everybody stoned? I can't hear you. Is everybody stoned? If you ain't stoned by now, you got nobody to blame but yourself. We got a couple announcements. The Quad City Hemp Coalition has been showing movies on Cox Cable, Monday nights, Channel 4. We've been showing Hemp for Victory, Marijuana, the $1 Billion Crop, all kinds of movies. Monday night, Channel 4, Hemp TV. Anthony Marino is looking for his mom. Okay, he's found his mom. So anyway, if you don't have Cox Cable, because Rock Island TCI has been showing them if you got TCI, and but they're kind of sporadic when they put them on, call them up and demand your Hemp TV. And Monday nights when it's on, buzz your friends and tell them to tune in. Everybody should be watching it. Okay, next weekend in central Wisconsin is Weedstock. Now Weedstock, anybody who's been to Weedstock will tell you it's the place to be next weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. You probably don't have to work. We ran out of flyers with directions, but if you call 1-608-ALS-KILO, ALSKILO, 1-608-ALS-KILO, they'll tell you how to get there, and you'll have a great time. There's 25 bands playing for 25 bucks. Okay, the last thing I wanted to announce is when we came to this park today, there was some trash on the ground, but we want to leave this place better than when we got here. So I'm asking everybody here to pick everything up within 20 foot of you. Just pick it all up. There's some trash bags back by that table over there. There's trash cans. Try to get it by the trash cans, because we want to set a good example, and we want them to know that, that we care about our environment that we live in. Okay, on July 4th, 1776, our founding hemp farming fathers signed the Declaration of Independence. The second paragraph of the Declaration of Independence says, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness." They couldn't have said it any plainer. It's been called natural law, it's been called God's law. I prefer to call it the higher law. So basically what it comes down to is if you have the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and the only stipulation is that you don't violate anybody else's right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That's what the government is there for. That's what they're supposed to be doing for us. So if you're sitting in your house doing a bong and the door gets kicked in and there's 30 dudes in ninja suits waving Uzis and sitting on you with a can of mace in your face. They are violating your God-given inalienable right to pursue happiness. So, the Declaration of Independence goes on to say that when the government oppresses the people, it is the people's right and duty to stand up against said oppression. That's why we are here today. It is your right and duty to be here. It is your right and duty to register to vote. It is your right and duty to let your representatives know how you feel about the drug war. What a beautiful word, drug war. Drug wars promote violence. Could anything be more clear? It's not a war on drugs, people. It's a war on our culture. They have set out to eradicate our culture. If you have long hair, if you wear a tie-dye, if you got earrings, if you got your nose pierced, if you look like what they consider to be a freak, they will come and they will kick in your door and they will take your weed and they will haul your ass to jail. That's bullshit. So we're going to keep fighting. When we took this on, we didn't think it was going to happen overnight. We knew that it was going to be a long time in coming. And we're in it for the long haul. Did you ever think 5 years ago that this would be happening in Rock Island, Illinois? Did you think 5 years ago we would have a president who smokes pot? A vice president who smokes pot? Well, Bill didn't inhale, he says. He made a mistake because, you know, it's not illegal to inhale marijuana. There's not a law against it. But there is a law against possessing marijuana. So, it's just that most of the time, if you want to smoke marijuana, you pretty much have to possess it. He would have been much better off if he would have said that someone blew him a shotgun and he never touched it. So anyway, I'm going to give up the microphone because I'm running out of things to say. And please help us pick up the park. And we will see you at the next Hemp Fest, probably the second weekend of September. We're not exactly sure on the location, but be listening. Look in the Thrifty Nickel for ads. Look in the Slow Fish, they'll have the date. And look for the flyers at the local record stores. We'll do our best to let you know, and tell your friends to be there. And when you're smoking that bowl with them that says Mississippi Valley Tea Party on it, tell them how cool it was to be here. And make it so they'll want to be at the next one. And bring 3 friends. We will fill this park with 40,000 people, and the war will be over. Thanks. Have a great day.
Dark stars for sale. Dark stars. Dark stars.
Nice hat. Yeah, I like your
it's
outfit.
Like Paul Revere's.
The fascists are coming. The fascists are coming.
Hi, I wish I was.